Hello there once again, my dear fellow groaners. Episode 40 is coming out now. 40 episodes and still going. Hopefully still going strong. As we've only just broke 500, I dare say that's true. Let's jump into the groan zone together in this episode, shall we? Before we crack on though, did anyone figure out the anagram for last week? Yep, one member of the Facebook group did. She got the answer right with coconut mushrooms. Well played to her. I had no chance in hell of getting it. 1, didn't have a clue. 2, I hate coconut anyway, so I wouldn't have had a chance. Last thing, I've been a bit hitty-missy this week with a chesty cold, so apologies if anything makes it through editing, like any coughs or anything else related to a cold. My apologies. Now let's get straight on with the show before I pass out. Straight into my groans. Oh, don't worry, I'm not going to pass out. Groan 1. People who get drunk on... Wait a minute. Have I just... Wait a minute. Have I... 2 seconds. I'm checking something here. No, I thought I'd had deja vu there. Let's try that again. I'll leave this bit in. First mess up of this episode. Get in. Start my groans again. Stupid boy. Groan 1. People who get drunk on pre-drinks before they go out. Come on. You're set to have a cracking night out. Why get blasted before you go out? If you know you can't take your drink, at least wait until you get out, rather than getting drunk and your friends have to carry you around all night. Groan 2. When a good nightclub or bar is replaced by somewhere that has no atmosphere or feeling and you feel awkward or bored when you go in. I've been in there many times. You go in and like everyone's dressed in suits and ties and there you are standing there with like just a little shirt on, and when you go up and order a cider you get frowned upon by the bar staff. I'm sorry, how about getting some nice places rather than just for the toffee-nosed people out there? Thank you. Groan 3. When you're about to make an order of food in Greg's or somewhere, but someone, as if reading your mind, pinches the last of what you want. Happens to me so many times. Like, oh, can I get the last corned beef slice? As the person in front of you just seems to scoop it away from you. And then they've got none left. Story of my life. That's the groan bag empty for another week though. Moving swiftly on, let's have some unluckiness. But yes, audience, as always, your turn for a groan will come later in the course of the show. Oh, unlucky! This week's Oh Unlucky goes to the unlucky coffee guy who I saw earlier this week when I was walking down the street. He had a coffee in his hand on the main street in Newcastle. His mate asked him something, and then in some twist of fate he ends up with the coffee all over himself and the hot coffee poured into his own bag. I think he turned the cup upside down in error, but bloody God knows how he got over himself. All I can say is, oh, unlucky! Let's spin it now though, from unlucky to see how many of you are lucky enough out there at avoiding BS with Yes or BS. Is everyone ready who's playing along live? Am I getting yeses there? Let's have a little look-see. I'm gonna take that as a yep, people are ready. Yep, ready and raring to go. Okay, here we go. Round 1. The Franklin sold seeds round. Option A. Strawberry seeds are on the outside of the fruit. Option B. The first item to be sold on eBay was a broken laser pointer. Option C. Benjamin Franklin ended his education when he was 13 years old. Those playing along live, answers when you're ready. Those playing along not live, pause me, answer, unpause me. Okay. Ooh, we've got a nice little split here of the room. Seems like going between A and B. C's feeling a bit left out. Maybe some C's will come up later. Nice split there, guys. Okay. Round 2. The Children's Wonderland logo round. Option A. Alice in Wonderland was once banned in China due to Alice taking what was considered to be drugs during the tale. Option B. The Chupa Chups logo was designed by William Blake, who illustrated a lot of Roald Dahl's children's novels. Option C. A British man changed his name to Tim Price. Oh god, that's a lot of P's. To confuse nuisance callers when they try to pronounce his name. Someone straight in there with C. Thank you for me trying to pronounce his name. That was solid. Any more answers coming in? I knew we'd get a C along here somewhere. Same thing as before. You're playing along live, shoot your answers in. You're playing along after the fact. Pause me, answer, unpause me. Any more answers coming in? Or have I stumped the lot of you? I'm going to give you a few more seconds before I'm going to have to cut off and go to the next round, guys. That's it for that round. Sorry. Can't accept any more answers for round number 2 there. Sorry. Moving on to round 3. The cash bread service round. Option A. When the first phone service came into being in 1878, instead of hello, the inventor Alexander Graham Bell proposed calls to be answered with salutations. Option B. In Italy, it is considered bad luck to serve or lay bread upside down in a basket or on a table. Option C. In 1965, Johnny Cash's brother released a song called I Did Not Walk the Line, or I Didn't Walk the Line, one of the two. No, it's actually I Didn't Walk the Line, my mistake. You're ready for your answers all now? Got a C there. From having no C's to having C's everywhere? Wow, what happened? Okay, seems I've got the answers from people who are playing along in the chat. Those playing after the fact, again as before, pause me. When you're ready, answer, unpause me. Now then, we'll come out of this later so you've got points on yes or BS. Hope someone did get points out there. But now, we slide along from games into creepiness with, well, that's creepy. This came from Toronto, Canada. My neighbour keeps peering over my balcony to look into my home. It's so creepy. The homeowner spotted their nosy neighbour peering over a balcony into their living room on several occasions, prompting them to record the stranger who they captured on camera. The resident, who lives in a condo in Toronto, says the man was looking over the divider, separating his balcony from his. Wait a minute, I think I mistyped this. Separating his balcony from his neighbours, and his neighbour is someone he doesn't know. Sorry about the typo there, guys. He also has social media users if they ought to file a police report. Now, I'm sorry, but the idea of someone breaking the privacy of others and myself to have what we in the northeast of England say a bit of a deeks into their property, even when you're looking directly back at them, is definitely a case of, well, that's creepy. Oh, someone's typing there. I'll just wait for the little comment there. Please don't address the typos this week, guys. Don't let us slow down in the chat. I did my best. Don't torment me. I used to find my neighbour in my rented house. What? So your neighbour would just walk into your rented house? What? Okay, that's if I've read that right, that's definitely a case of, well, that's creepy. The person who... Why would your landlord give him a key? What? Okay, this has gone from, well, that's creepy, into the realm of just WTF. I'm not going to say exactly what that means there, but... because we have little ears who's listening to this podcast sometimes. But that's just, what the hell, man? Wow. Okay, moving on from creepiness before we embark in the police report here. I'm going to move along to the audience groan. God, that's 2 creepies in one episode. What? Thanks, audience member, for that. Let's move on to the audience groan, quickly. This week's audience groan comes in from B. Philpot from Glasgow via Facebook Messenger. And they groan, middle lane drivers on a motorway. Simply because they shouldn't be there. Safety. Hello! That's their words. Exactly. Short, yet to the point. Nice one, BP. Very nice. If you'd like your groan featured on the show, or that you shoot in a well that's creepy story, or even nominate a hero or zero of the week, or someone who's been unlucky, or perhaps give us your feedback, you can do so in a number of ways. How? Take note of this. Via Discord under the Groan Zone podcast, via Facebook groups under the Groan Zone podcast, wing off an email to us at thegroanzonepod@gmail.com, and lastly, you can contact me personally on Facebook Messenger under Mystery Groaner. I've also got good news on WhatsApp, a price to phone to get for the podcast, which I should be getting in the next couple of weeks, and then I'll be given a WhatsApp ID or number out on the show for either live phone-ins or just to send in your groans in via WhatsApp. But now, we shuffle on our last game, that being Gimme the Question. Round 1. Your answer is 2015. Your questions are: Option A, the year Marty McFly travelled to in Back to the Future. Option B, the year Marty McFly travelled to in Back to the Future Part 2. Or C, the year Marty McFly travelled to in Back to the Future Part 3. You're playing along live, waiting for your answer. You're playing along after the fact. Pause, unpause when you get your answer in. Okay, you've both gone for B. Okay, no problem there. Any more? Nope. Okay, we're moving on to round 2. Your answer is the Winchesters. Your questions are: Option A, who had a guest appearance on the Ghostbusters TV show? Option B, who starred alongside Scooby-Doo in a special episode of Supernatural? Option C, who starred alongside the cast of Ghost Adventures in a special spoof episode? Ooh, heads are thinking here. Answers aren't coming in so quickly now. Those long live after the fact, no googling this. Answer, just pause me, answer, have a think, then answer. No googling. If you Google, that means you've failed. Any answers coming in there, guys? Gonna have to hurry you along there. Sorry, that's it. Okay. Round 3. Your answer is the Winter Soldier. Your questions are: Option A, who became Captain America in the comics after the death of Steve Rogers? B, who is responsible for the death of Spider-Man in the comics Civil War? And Option C, who killed the Falcon in the Marvel comics? Oop, someone's gone in for A. All A's across the board there. Alright. Any more? Nope. No more answers there. When you're ready, when you've paused the podcast, answer, unpause me, there you go. We will come back before the end of the show to give the answers to yes or BS and give me the question. After Zero of the Week. What a world we live in. So, a man was branded as the worst kind of criminal you can think of in the UK. I won't say it over the air, but you can imagine, I'm sure, as it involves kids. However, he was branded as this kind of criminal incorrectly and with no evidence whatsoever. So with this misinformation, some locals in his area took it upon themselves, to end his life. You should never take the law into your own hands, as things like this have happened on more than one occasion. Even if you have evidence which confirms your worst fears, you must go via the authorities. To the locals who ended him, I'm sure you feel like you did the UK a service. But in this case, you were wrong. You became criminals yourselves by enacting your own twisted sense of justice. Zeros of the week, the lot of you. You killed an innocent man who never had any involvement with children. So, when you bring up on sentencing there, think about that there, okay? Now, sorry about that bleak ending note there, guys. We're gonna bounce straight into the game answers. Eyes down, watch the answers you put up. Here we go. Yes or BS. Round 1. The Franklin sold seeds round. Option A. Strawberry seeds are on the outside of the fruit. This is completely untrue. The tiny seed-like bits are considered to be tiny fruits themselves. Option B. The first item to be sold on eBay was a broken laser pointer. Strangely enough, this is 100% true. Option C. Benjamin Franklin ended his education when he was 13. Entirely false. He was actually only 10 when his education formally ended. 10! I can't imagine that, but I think, finished school when I was, when GCSE's 15, 16? 10! What? Okay, round 2. The Children's Wonderland logo round. Option A. Alice in Wonderland was once banned in China due to Alice taking what was considered to be drugs during the tale. False. They banned it on the grounds that animals and other beasts cannot talk, and to make them do so in stories is an insult to the human race. Okay, China. Okay, right. Option B. The Chupa Chups logo was designed by William Blake, who illustrated a lot of Roald Dahl's children's novels. Entirely false. The logo was actually designed by the artist Salvador Dali. Option C. A British man changed his name to Tim Price. I still can't pronounce that. Tim, you're an idiot. To confuse nuisance callers when they try to pronounce his name. It's actually true. Good grief. Only in Britain. Round 3. The Cash Bread Service round. Option A. When the first phone service came to being in 1878, instead of hello, the inventor Alexander Graham Bell proposed calls to be answered with salutations. False. You got to imagine this. He actually suggested that calls were answered by the recipient saying ahoy. Can't imagine if some of my friends rang us, oh hello there Dave, or ahoy Dave. We're not at sea. I'm sorry, no way. Nah. Ahoy indeed. Really? Oh, someone's typing a comment there. Mr. Bruns? Okay, I don't know what that means. Oh, The Simpsons. Oh, Mr. Burns. Okay, now I understand. Bless you. I've got no idea what the relevance is, but I'm going to move on before I break. Option B. In Italy, it is considered bad luck to serve or lay bread upside down on a table or in a basket. It's actually true. You learn all sorts during the course of this podcast, don't you? You really do. And option C. In 1965, Johnny Cash's brother released this song called I Didn't Walk the Line. It's actually a fact. I mean, come on, could you not have came up with a better title though? Really, I did not walk the line, or I didn't walk the line. How rare, man. Right, moving on to Gimme the Question. Round 1. Your answer was 2015. The correct question was option B. What year did Marty McFly travel to in Back to the Future Part 2? Round 2. Your answer was the Winchesters. I don't think anybody answered when they were playing along live. Your correct question was B. Who starred alongside Scooby-Doo in a special episode of Supernatural? It's actually the right answer this because, and I know this because I'm not a nerd on this, but they actually animated the Winchesters and popped them into a Scooby-Doo episode, so it was a really big one for fans of Scooby-Doo and fans of Supernatural. There's my geeky side coming out. Round 3. Your answer was the Winter Soldier, and I think everyone playing along live got this one. Your correct question was A. Who became Captain America in the comics after the death of Steve Rogers? Yep, because Steve Rogers was killed in the not long after the Civil War comic, but because the Winter Soldier couldn't cope with everything else, Steve Rogers became Captain America again. But for a time, the Winter Soldier was Captain America. Again, uber geek here, massive geek. However, hope you got points there, guys. I know some of you didn't play along live there. I don't know who got points out there on the internet or anyone listening to the podcast. You'll find out when you listen to this. This brings us to another end of another episode of our journey into the groan zone. Once the episode is flown across out there on the internet, the next anagram for Anagram Anxiety will be flown out via Facebook and the Discord channel. Take care, everyone, and you keep growing out there. See you later.